And me, I'm loving me.
Hello, my beautiful singles collective, and thank you for being here with me. If you're new here, my name is Ziya. If you're a fellow and returning subscriber, thank you for your continued love and support. I appreciate you all for being here with me, and as always, I'm sending you all lots of love. If you like the vibe, feel free to subscribe. So, today is going to be part one of 3 different collective readings that I am going to be doing. So, today is obviously the singles, my lovely singles, and then we are going to be tapping into the couples or relationship collective. That would also include people that are in the serious talking stage of a connection. And then my third collective reading I'm going to be doing is going to be for those that are dealing with separation, complicated relationships, or situationships. Okay, so if you feel drawn to listening to any of the other collective readings that I'm going to be doing, just keep your eye out. I will be posting them sometime this week. I'm not going to give you an exact day because I don't know. I'm going to try to get them all done within the next couple days. So, at the time that you are watching this reading, I hope that these messages find you well and that you are open to receiving these messages with love, because that's where they are coming from. So when I was tapping into your guys' energy, actually before I even sat down to tap into the energy, I was getting in the shower and like getting ready to do this reading, and I started hearing this Right My Wrongs song by Bryson Tiller. And to me, it felt like almost the feeling of redemption, okay? Not necessarily redemption within another connection, but more so for yourself, okay? Like, you guys are really focusing on freeing yourself from certain cycles and patterns that have kept you tied to these energies that you no longer want to align yourself with, right? We're trying to align ourselves with unconditional love and acceptance and somebody who really builds us up and lifts us up. We're not trying to continue connections where we're receiving breadcrumbs and lies and, the toxicity that comes with people that do not want to heal, okay? They're not bad people. They're just not ready to really look at the shadowy aspects of themselves and work on those so they can be a better version of themselves. Ain't nothing wrong with that. We all go through these stages in life. And some of us, it's easier for us to do that type of shit because maybe we're shadow workers, okay? For others, it's harder for them to do that because they just want to, I don't want to say live blissfully ignorant, but that's the only thing that's kind of coming to mind right now. They're comfortable being ignorant to the work that needs to be done, I guess, right? Some people are fine blaming their behavior on other people, and why they treat people a certain way is because of their past and things like that, right? They're not ready to do the work, and that's fine. But I feel like where you guys are at right now is you guys are really trying to accept all the different parts of yourself and really dive deep into the shadowy aspects of who you are and your patterns and your cycles, so that way you can free yourself, right? We have to take we got to take the bull by the horns, right? We got to look the shadow in the face and accept it in order to integrate it. So that's kind of what it feels like for me. And I was also hearing that I got the magic in me. So to me, this feels like you guys are also in the works of trying to connect with your own magic, your inner essence, okay? And to me, that is like one of the best gifts that we can give ourselves. And in order to do that, like I said, we have to be able to integrate the shadow too, because this is part of our magic. It's not a bad thing. It's something that people have made us feel, or we've made ourselves feel, is deemed as bad, okay? But these are not bad things. These are here to help us. And if we can learn to integrate them and to coexist with them, they are actually very beneficial in our growth, right? So, beautiful energy just tapping into the singles collective so far. It does feel like you guys are on a self-love, self-worth, self-development, self-improvement journey. It's really focused on the self. Some of you guys, I was feeling this like yearning in my heart to like connect with somebody. Like I want to share love with somebody. I want somebody to love me. for who I am. But it's like you're not really like looking for it, which I think is a good thing right now. I think right now just focusing on your cycles is what needs to happen in order for you to align yourself with what you truly deserve and desire, which is that unconditional love and acceptance that everybody looks for. Okay. And I was also seeing like two butterflies flying around in a circle, but it was like one was like here and one was here, and you guys just keep like almost like clockwork. Like you guys keep trying to find each other, but it's like one of you is, I don't want to say more evolved in your journey, but it's like you guys just keep switching places. Like once you're in a good place, right? This person is in a low and they're focusing on their self, or maybe they're going through another cycle or closing out another chapter, you know? So it's like you guys aren't quite there yet. And I feel like there was a message of like needing to take a pause so the other person can even catch up. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's why there is such an emphasis on focusing on the self, because when we're continuously trying to find love and connection and we're not in the right energy, we attract the wrong energy to us, and we have to keep going through these lessons and these cycles with others so that way we can learn the lessons so we can evolve and free ourselves, right? I don't know how else to explain what I was seeing. It's more of a feeling, I guess, than anything with that vision I was having, like, and it's hard to put it into words. So hopefully you guys are kind of like getting where I'm coming from. But yeah, so let's jump in with some cards because I've been sitting here talking for the last 6 minutes. Let's see, what does Spirit have in store for the singles? What does Spirit have in store for the singles? Yeah, bitch, I'm single. I'm single. You can't tell me nothing because I'm single. Let's see. Give it one more shuffle. All right. What does Spirit have in store for the singles? What just flew out? Self-love. Yes, this is what I was just talking about with number 61, right? If we reduce that down, that reduces to a 7. And 7s are all about like introspection, spiritual growth, you know, really. I feel like 7 and 9 is more of like a self-based number, or like a self-focused number, so to say. Okay, so this is exactly what I was talking about, though. I don't know where all this hair just came from. My bad. Kill. Um, you guys are really focused on your self-love and like really building yourself up and encouraging yourself and building your confidence again, which is really beautiful. I feel like you guys are also kind of focused on like grounding your authenticity into this current reality. You know what I mean? Like as we go throughout time, a lot of us tend to find ourselves fitting a certain mold that's not really authentic to us. It's something that we do to try to make other people feel comfortable, or like I said, because we're suppressing certain aspects of ourselves, trying to be something that we're not, to fit a certain standard and or expectation, right? And to me, this really feels like you guys are tapping more into your own authenticity and trying to ground that into your physical reality right now. And that takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of discipline, and it takes a lot of acceptance. And that's kind of where you guys are at right now in your journeys. And we got change and intuition. Change and intuition. Okay. I can fuck with it. Interesting. You got one card with 2 different colors, and then you got 2 solid cards here. And we also got Pride on the bottom, and it was in reverse. And this is number 19. And to me, 19 is all about freedom. Okay. And I say this because if you reduce 1 and 9, that turns into a 10, right? And 10 is all about freeing ourselves from cycles, the ending of something, and the start of something new. And with Pride being here, I feel like you guys are really working on like maybe diminishing the ego, really doing a lot of work around your ego, trying to not just like make your ego go away, but to integrate it so that way you can have a healthy ego, right? There is a healthy ego, and I don't feel like it's talked about enough. And a healthy ego is being able to really like acknowledge and recognize when we're really triggered and when our ego is trying to come out and what for, right? It's like having that higher sense of awareness, to me anyways. And also the 19th card in Major Arcana is the Sun card. And the Sun card is all about freedom and happiness and joy. It's like the epitome of those energies, okay? So to me, it's like you guys are really embracing more so like your inner child and like letting go of the things that kind of hold you back from experiencing the utmost joy and happiness and freedom, right? Things that keep you feeling restricted or constrained to these lower vibrational energies. And with intuition being here, I feel like you guys are really being guided down a very spiritually, um, like spiritually and personally focused part of your journey. Okay. A lot of you guys could be feeling like creative, like being creative right now, trying to find like an outlet for you to release these different pent up energies. With this orange energy here, it's making me think of the sacral chakra. Um, some of you guys could also just be feeling like, how do I say this? Like, there's almost this energy because you guys are like starting to like really allow yourself to shine. There's this energy of people like really lusting after you. And I think your intuition is going to be really strong because it's going to be guiding you towards, like, not towards, but telling you when these energies are not coming in with pure intentions. You know what I mean? When they're just coming in because they want to, you ain't gotta say too much from the look in your eyes. I could tell you wanna fuck. Okay? They're just trying to come in and get some good from you real quick and be on their way. And I feel like right now, because your intuition is so strong and because you have done so much work on yourself, you're gonna be able to see right through that shit. They ain't even gotta say too much. You can look in their eyes until they want to fuck. Okay, like period. That song said it all. But yeah, it does feel like you guys have a lot of like sacral chakra energy right now. And I feel like the best way to channel that energy is to channel it into something that is creative. Okay, so you guys don't, because when we have a lot of sacral chakra energy, right? We don't have an outlet. We do tend to find it like creates a lot of pent up sexual energy, and we will fall more easily into the trap of lust. Okay, so having an outlet, a healthy outlet for you guys is going to be really important. I feel like on this part of your journey, just because there is going to be a lot of people lusting after you because you're just glowing, baby. Like, you and all your authenticity is so sexy. Okay, and people can't deny it. Like, and with this change here, like you, like I've said, like you've been focusing on freeing yourself from cycles and trying to change maybe your behavior and your environment, your patterns, the way that you talk to yourself. There's so many different things, but all of this is linked to your authenticity and your purpose, right? This is you finally speaking up for yourself, finally standing in your truth. And that is another thing that makes you so much more attractive too. Okay, like a motherfucker that can speak up for themselves and stand up for themselves, and they don't need nobody to have their back, to feel what's the word, like reassured, I guess, in their feelings. Like, you don't need reassurance. And reassurance is nice, don't get it twisted, but you don't need reassurance and you don't need anybody to validate you. You're validating yourself right now and the changes that you're making, which is very beautiful. And I think that is also going to be something that attracts that true partnership that you're yearning for, you know? There's going to be times where you feel lonely. There's going to be times where you might say, fuck doing this work. This is hard. I just want to I just want to chill and like, you know, maybe make bad decisions. And that is fine. It's all part of your journey, but I feel like I said, having a healthy outlet for you to be able to express that is going to be really important, whether you do like poetry, you dance, you sing, you create content, whatever it is, okay? Having a healthy outlet is going to be really good for you guys. So that way you don't necessarily fall back into old patterns and old habits, you know. I know when I was on my journey, well, I'm still on my journey, but at the beginning stages of my like journey of focusing on myself and things like that, there was times where I was like, man, I just miss like how I used to be. You know what I mean? Like yeah, I didn't necessarily attract the right people in my life, but it was fun. You know what I mean? Doing this work is not always fun. Like there are definitely very rewarding parts of this journey, but it is not always fun. And it can be really draining sometimes. So also another reason why having a good outlet and making sure that you're incorporating fun is because when you're not and you're just doing this work, it becomes really heavy and it becomes really tiresome and draining. You got to have a balance, right? Healthy balance. It's very, very important for you guys. It's important for everybody, but that's what spirit is really like bringing to my attention right now. Is for you guys, it's really important. Okay. Whew, that was a lot. I feel like I've said a lot. Let's get some more cards for you guys. No, I just got that song stuck in my head. You ain't gotta say it too much from the look in your eyes. I got to tell you wanna fuck. You ain't gotta call me your boo. Just as bad as you wanna fuck, I wanna fuck too. Oh shit. So let's see. What does Spirit have in store for the singles? New territory. Meant to try new things in life, a walk in unfamiliar territory, enabling success through learning. Ooh, okay, look at you. You got the light in the palm of your hands. And it almost looks like it's like cloudy and like dark all around her. It's like she is bringing the light to all this darkness. It's like you are really diving into the depths of the darkness so that way you can find your light, right? So you can shine even brighter. And that's like what we've been talking about pretty much this whole reading, but there's more of that. And I'm also seeing like she's dressed in white, which is bringing me the energy of purity and like renewal. So there is definitely like a renewed sense of self that is coming in for you guys while you are on this journey, okay? I just want to get one more card. We got Lyran with excel in physical activities, binge in physical joys, freedom fighter, go from fling to fling and hardly settle. Yeah, this is what you guys are trying to stop. You guys are trying to stop the cycle. You're trying to free yourself from this. Some of you guys, I don't want to say everybody here has like had a hard time with maybe being by themselves, but I am picking that energy up. That maybe some of us have had like a really hard time being in our own energy. And this could be like one of the first times that you've actually like, you know, been out of a relationship and been focusing on yourself. Maybe you guys have been just, you know, relationship to relationship, and they could have been long relationships, but regardless, like you have never really had time to really focus on yourself and to figure out what you enjoy and what do you like. Maybe some of you guys have, maybe it's not even just like relationships, but you could have been like a workaholic or something, and this is like the first time you've had time to really like be in your own energy outside of work and things like that. And now you're like it's almost like feeling lost, you know? But you got to get lost to find yourself. Period. Like, to me, this feels like that pause moment that I was kind of talking about at the beginning with the butterflies. I didn't know how else to put it into words, but it does feel like Spirit's giving you that moment to really pause or have some more time for yourself to really learn who you are and to, like I said, do the shadow work that you need to do in order to attract a healthier love, a more unconditional love, right? And in order to have that, you have to have that for yourself first. You cannot have that from somebody else or give that to somebody else if you do not first give it to yourself, right? And I'm big on that because I really truly believe that. I don't feel like you have to be 100% healed to have a healthy and loving connection, but I do believe that you have to have the drive to like give these things to yourself and work on yourself while you're in a connection if you do find yourself in a connection before you've like, I guess, worked through certain things. And you got to also be very connected to your individuality because it's really easy to get lost in connections, especially if you're not very like grounded in your own authenticity, which is what I was also talking about at the beginning, like you guys are in the midst of doing. So, to me, this does feel like when it says freedom fighter, like I'm really just picking up that message again of you freeing yourself from the molds and the standards and the expectations, okay? Which is beautiful energy, and I think that is going to really carry you very far in this life and in this journey. We got Earth Soul on the bottom. Sticks to what is socially accepted. Desire to belong to a community. Spiritually evolve here on Earth. To me, this really feels like you guys, part of your purpose was to come here and really go through a lot of really heavy energies so that way you could transmute them and help others also free themselves, you know, by doing the work on yourself and inspiring those and like giving them the tools that worked for you because there's so many different like readers and healers and things like that because not everybody's going to resonate with one person. Like not everybody's going to resonate with me as a reader. That's fine. I'm not mad about it because maybe the next person they're going to resonate with. It's like, you know, continue to just believe in your own gifts and your abilities and to follow your truth and to speak your truth because you don't know who you're helping. You don't know how many people are listening to you, you know? And I do feel like it is really important for you in this lifetime to really follow, not necessarily follow, but to speak your truth that is going to be, it's going to bring you closer to your purpose. You know what I mean? Some of you guys, if you are feeling a little bit disconnected, it could be because you are still in the midst of finding your purpose or understanding your purpose. And I know a lot of times when we are disconnected from our purpose, we feel disconnected from ourselves, right? And you could have more than one purpose, you know what I mean? You don't have to just have one purpose. But I do feel like part of your purpose of coming here is dealing with these energies and transmuting and integrating them and giving other people the tools or speaking your truth and helping other people in the midst of doing that. You're not meant to like come here and fix everybody yourselves and like try to make people do the work or do the work for them because that's not sustainable, right? You are meant to teach people how to fish. You're not just giving out fish, okay? You're not giving out handouts. But yeah, you guys came here to endure a lot of heaviness and toxicity and things like that because you guys are meant to evolve from these energies. And as you evolve and like transform, you, excuse me, you also help the collective as well. So, you know, you're doing a lot more than you realize. And sometimes it's hard and it's heavy and maybe you want to give up, but that you do have that perseverance spirit, that warrior spirit that just keeps going no matter what, you know. There could have been times where you could have just stayed in bed all day and not have did shit and decided to just completely throw your potential away, and you still chose to get up and try and give it your all even though you didn't really have much left. You know, that is a strong spirit right there, and I think you need to give yourself more credit. Oh my gosh. I just almost bent like 2 of my cards. No, I don't want that. I'm hearing that Superhuman song. Feeling all superhuman, you did that to me. Think it's time I'm here with you. Superhuman. I think that song's by Chris Brown. If you guys feel like checking it out. It's a cute song. It usually makes me cry. Alright, so messages for the collective spirit. What's going on with the singles collective? The devil card just fell right on the flow. Let the bodies hit the flow. Let the bodies hit the flow. We got the Eight of Pentacles in reverse on the bottom with opportunities. Okay. Let me grab this card. We got the Devil card with boundaries. We have the Three of Swords in reverse with affairs of the heart. And we have the Queen of Swords in reverse with power. So the message here to me is you guys are really working on really like how do I put this? You guys are working on figuring out what your boundaries are. What are your limits, right? And I feel like for a lot of you guys are also working on like calling your power back from things that have really hurt you in the past, right? Things that have caused a lot of pain, a lot of sorrow, certain betrayals. You guys are working on forgiving, which is not easy. Like, it's not easy to just forgive and like let things go, especially when it hurt really badly and it could have been somebody that you really loved or cared about, right? It's not easy to just let these things go. And I feel like it does take a lot of time. You know, time is really of the essence when it comes to healing. We might want to speed things up and we might want to like hurry up and evolve from the situation and just let it go. I even find myself feeling that way sometimes. Like, I wish I could just forget about this situation. I wish I could just let this shit go. Like, why is it so hard? But some things, they take more time, you know, because they cut a lot deeper. The deeper the cut, the longer it takes for that cut to heal. You know what I mean? So to me, this is like a message of really needing to give yourself more time and needing to really reflect on certain things and also make sure that you're setting better boundaries so that way you can prevent these things from happening again. It's not that you can completely like protect yourself from people coming in with poor intentions and trying to hurt you, you know what I mean? But you can't have good boundaries, and when people start to overstep them boundaries, you can like really stand up for yourself and put that person in their place. And if they don't want to, you know, respect your boundaries, you can always remove yourself. Some of you guys could be feeling really like closed off at this time with this Queen of Swords in reverse. The Queen of Swords in reverse can be somebody who can be very emotionally distant, somebody who is can kind of like cut with their words, you know, be a little bit more harsh. You guys, and it could also just be towards yourself, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be towards other people. You could be like the friendliest person to other people, but like to yourself, you're like really hard on yourself, and you could talk to yourself kind of negative sometimes and beat up on yourself. And that's not what Spirit is asking you to do right now. They're really just asking you to embrace this lesson, this situation, right? That's what you're being called to do right now, is to embrace the lesson so that way it can turn into a blessing. Right? Because lessons are blessings. They help us like awaken us and, like I said, help us evolve from these different energies and these different situations. If we didn't learn these lessons, we would continue the cycle, and we would continue to find ourselves in these situations that really break us down and they hurt us to our core, right? But I do feel like you guys are in the midst of like really transforming something very big in your life, right? With this devil card here. You guys are still freeing yourself from certain ties and certain people that maybe have a hold on you, you know? You could be trying to free yourself from certain karmic people and situations still. There's something in your energy that still has a very strong hold on you. I just heard got you in a chokehold, okay? Like it pretty much has you in a chokehold. It's still running rampant in your energy, and it's you're giving it too much power still. And like I said, it takes time, and it does take a lot of work. And it also takes awareness, right? We need to be aware of what it is that we're giving our power to, or that's taking more from us than we would like, in order for us to take our power back from that situation. So just reflecting, I feel like, is going to be big for you guys right now, especially on those heavier situations. We might not want to revisit them, but if they are coming up in our energy, we're being asked to, for a reason, so we can finally move on. So I think, Spirit is really giving you this opportunity. Oh, we got the Queen of Cups underneath that. Spirit is really giving you these opportunities for you to reconnect with your loving essence, and to just view them from that more heart-centered space, right? To accept these things, to give it love, right? To give yourself love, especially too. Like, you see she's just here all by herself. She got a fish and she got a polar bear right here, but she's sitting by herself. She's reflecting inwards, and she's giving herself that love and that compassion that she needs, right, for healing. Some of you guys could definitely feel free to look up the polar bear symbolism and the fish symbolism, because there could be more there for you guys. But also, I'm noticing there's like a little spiral right here in this card. Spirals are about cycles and things like that, right? So yeah, she's like reflecting inward on her past cycles, so that way she can give it love and compassion, so she can move forward. Because honestly, like, a lot of us will look for closure with a certain person or a certain situation. We want that apology, but we don't always get that, you know what I mean? And I feel like just giving it to yourself is the most important thing anyways. Even if somebody did come back and they apologize to you, like, are you ready to, like, forgive yourself for the things that you've done, and forgive this person fully? Like, we got to be in that energy. We got to be giving it to ourselves first, so that way when they come around, it's easier. It's more effortless, But yeah, for some of you guys with this Eight of Pentacles, and it says opportunity, some of you guys could be not really seeing these things as opportunities. You could be seeing them as like bothersome or hindrances or something, like, this is just, why does this keep popping up in my energy? Almost like annoyed with it. And Spirit's asking you to come in with a more gentle approach, to see this as an opportunity for growth and healing, which is very beautiful. So let's see what's going on for y'all in the love aspects. I mean, we've been kind of touching on that, but I feel like your reading has been more self-based, which is, I think, is a good thing. Like, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Some of y'all could have been coming here like, bitch, I want to know what is happening in love for me. I don't want to just talk about myself, but I feel like this is an important part of your journey of love. Okay, you got to find self-love and acceptance first, and then the real, genuine, romantic love that you're yearning for or seeking comes along. Catches you by surprise, right? Sweeps you off your feet. So what's going on? Wow, that came right out for the Singles Collective Spirit. We got finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. Some of you guys, like, your self-esteem could be affected because you feel like you're not necessarily where you would like to be, maybe financially, or like in your career. And I feel like for some of you guys that are here, like, I think you meeting your person does come from you, like, maybe pursuing a career path that is more authentic to you. Like, if you feel like you're meant to be like a content creator or something, or be your own boss or something like this, like, I think the person comes along that is right for you comes when you start to really follow that path, you know, when you stop trying to do the mundane 9 to 5 shit. And I'm not saying completely quit your job and just like pursue that, because you still have bills and you need an income still, but trying to make more time to pursue that path, or like doing the research that is needed for you to be able to start putting the steps in towards making it a reality for you guys, I think is going to be big. And I think that's also going to attract the person towards you. Like I said, it's easy to get lost in relationships. And like sometimes when you end up in a relationship and you're trying to pursue something that's still in the early stages, it can kind of fuck up your mojo. You know what I mean? Because you want to focus your energy on the newness of this connection and building something, right? You don't want to like focus all your energy on work when you're trying to build a new relationship and a new connection. So I do feel like for some of you guys, it's like once you get more established in your career, or within your finances, like you're more established and you feel more comfortable, this is when, you know, spirit opens up that opportunity or that door for you to meet somebody new that could be like a potential long-term connection. And we got soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. And we got let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. Yeah, for some of you guys, like I said, once you are more established in yourself, in your career, you feel more confident. That's when spirit brings you to your soulmate. Some of you guys could have already have met your soulmate, right? Somebody that you can have a potential long-term relationship with. All soulmates are not necessarily romantic soulmates either, but I do feel like this is more romantic. Some of you guys could have definitely have already met this person though. Maybe not even just in this lifetime, in a past life, right? This is like a past life connection. The energy feels familiar, it feels comfortable, it feels safe when you meet this person. But for others of you, you could have already met this person in this lifetime. And you know who this person is. You know who you are meant to be with. But it's like both of you guys have to become more established in yourself and in your finances and your career in order for you guys to be able to focus the energy that is needed to build something sustainable, right? And with this let go of control issues, allow the situation to unfold naturally. Don't do certain things because you feel like this is going to bring you closer. Just do it because this is what is good for you. And then as time progresses and as you continue to evolve in your journey, these things will come together naturally. Like it says, let it unfold naturally. It will come together very organically. Um, that you don't really have to do much. You know what I mean? You don't have to try to control the situation or be something, like I said, that you're not, just to try to bring this in for you, because then you're going to attract the wrong energy again, you know? It's almost like the more you chase it, the more it like is resistant, which could also be another message for those butterflies, like that I was saying, is like the more you're continuing trying to chase this person or chase this energy, like I want to be with this person, I want to be with somebody, it's like the more it just continues to run away and you guys just keep in that cycle. Okay. Yeah, that's like the message I'm getting. I'm gonna pull another oracle card. You guys do have a soulmate though. You do have a person out here. Maybe you don't even want to just identify it as a soulmate. It could be a twin flame. It could just be your person, okay? Your partner. Whatever you want to consider it as. You do have one of those, okay? So, you know, hold the faith. Keep the hope. Because it's out there. It's just, you need to really stop and like reflect and focus on yourself and heal these wounds first in order for you to have a healthy union with this person. If you come together too early, here's another message too. If you come together too early with this person and you haven't yet healed, this person is going to trigger you in the worst way. You know, like you can come into connections and they can trigger you because like you're used to certain energies from the past. So like you're almost waiting for this energy to resurface in this connection or whatever. I'm gonna use my own connection as an example. Like when me and my man first started talking before he was actually my man, I did try to run away from him because I was still kind of like I've been by myself for about 4 years before I had met him because I was focusing on my own journey and on healing and stuff like that. And I was still like waiting almost for the toxicity to surface in this connection. Like I was waiting for him to be abusive or super toxic or a cheater or a liar, you know what I mean? And when he continued to just show up for me in the ways that he had always been, like just being a friend and continuing to be supportive and loving to me, like I started to finally feel safe enough to open up. Like for some of you guys, if you're not in that space to like recognize these things, right? You might push this person away when they try to give you real genuine love because you're not used to it. And you could run away from the situation, or this person could run away from you, right? It could be vice versa. You're trying to love this person's not used to that. This person's used to toxicity and stuff. So like when you do that and you try to give them a healthy love, it's scary and it pushes them away. They don't want to get too attached and then have you switch up on them. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that is a message here too. Is like if you came into union too early, like you could become very triggered by this person or trigger this person, and it could end in a it could end in a way that is not, I don't want to say that's not redeemable or whatever, but it could really put a lot of strain on your connection and make it really hard for you guys to come back from that. You know what I mean? Could just like invite in a toxic energy into the relationship when it's not supposed to be that. Okay? And it could feel like a karmic relationship when it's not supposed to be that. What's going on for the singles, spirit? We got the Sword and Rose, clarity, truth, revelation, solidarity, force, honor, protection, and power. Yeah. Solidarity, that is that solitude, right? Spirit asking you to sit in solitude for a little while to really reflect on these things and like cut these ties. The sword is making me also think of like Archangel Michael and the sword of truth and clarity. Like it says truth and clarity right on it, revelation. Archangel Michael could be an angel that you work with when you're trying to really like free yourself from these certain ties and these certain cycles, these mindsets, right? To also maybe ask him for a renewed mindset and love and towards yourself, right? This could be a very powerful tool, and I'm big on like utilizing what you have around you. You don't have to go and buy a bunch of beautiful crystals and like tools. These are nice things, but and they are nice to use, but you don't need these things, right? All you need is to really like listen to yourself and like utilize the energies that are around you. And I feel like Archangel Michael is definitely very well around you, protecting you, helping you. But he can only do so much if you do not invite him into your energy. So I feel like, you know, maybe working with Archangel Michael a little bit more would be beneficial for you guys, especially in your journey of healing and freedom, or not freedom, but freeing yourself, right? Freedom. And with that rose, like I'm just picking up like a very gentle, like feminine energy as well. A more gentle approach when it comes to your healing and like maybe speaking your truth and standing in your power, you know, like feminine energy is kind of what I'm picking up. We got abundance with keep a positive mindset, manifest exactly what you want, gratitude and bliss. Yes. We got addiction on the bottom, codependency, obsession, possession, controlling, has a block, and restraint. That's that devil card energy right there, okay? It doesn't necessarily mean that you have like a substance abuse addiction or anything like that. This could just be like you're addicted to a certain energy or a certain person, right? And you feel like this person is your person and it's hard to let them go and do what they need to do in order to evolve. And it's hard for you to let them go so you can evolve, right? And I feel like that is that tie that keeps coming up. Like there is a tie to a specific person that is just very cold and distant from you guys. I'm almost picking up another message here with this Queen of Swords and this Devil card energy with the Three of Swords here is like, oh, right underneath that is healthy choices. This just like slid off. And it says making healthy choices in love and in life, self-love, self-care, and being happier. This is definitely your guys' energy. But it does take a lot of work, you know. It does take a lot of work to really put yourself first when you're so used to putting other people before you. But yeah, there is another message here that I am picking up. Some of you guys could feel very tied to somebody who's very emotionally unattached, right? Emotionally detached, I think is the word that I was trying to say. I said unattached. Emotionally detached from you. Somebody that's not speaking to you. You guys could be in separation from somebody. If you are in separation from somebody, I definitely would recommend checking out the third rating that I do when I post it, okay? Like I said, keep your eye out because it's not going to be posted the same day this one is posted, but it will be posted very soon. I would definitely recommend checking that rating out because you could have messages there. But I do feel like if you are in separation from somebody right now and there's like no communication at all, or this person is just being very cold and distant from you, I do feel like this is for your own good. You know, the more this person is in your energy and talking to you, it gives you hope that this could work. And I don't think this situation is meant to work, not in this time anyways. You know what I mean? It could down the line come back together and like things could blossom into something very beautiful, but I feel like in this time, especially, like there is no real progress that can happen from you and this person communicating, okay? Like you have to have this distance and you have to have this time for yourself so that way you can, like I said, set better boundaries and like understand your limits and understand what you want from love and connection. And in order to understand what you want, you got to realize what you don't want first, right? You got to be honest with yourself and realize like, you know, if you want to be married and this person doesn't want to be married or something, like you got to know that you want to be married. And this person saying that they don't want to be married and that will never be an opportunity for you is like kind of putting a bad taste in your mouth. You gotta speak your truth, you know. If you want more kids, right? And this person is like, no, I'm not having kids, you know, I'm good. You gotta know what it is that you don't want in order to know what you do want. And I feel like that all just comes from like learning and exploration, right? We gotta explore these different avenues and have this communication with people in order to like realize what it is that we truly do desire. But yeah, with this keep a positive mindset, it's kind of what I was talking about at the beginning too, is like trying to align yourself with unconditional love. And in order to do that, I feel like you really just got to give it to yourself first. You got to remain optimistic. You got to remain positive that there is love out here for you. And continue to just like be grateful for what it is that you have right now. Whether that is like you have a strong spirit and you haven't given up yet, you know, you have a loving heart. These are things to be grateful for. You haven't let these situations that have happened in the past completely close you down, which is beautiful. Like a lot of us in today's society, we have went through a lot of really heavy situations. Almost every person here on this earth has not been unscathed, okay, by some person or some situation that has left them feeling somewhat cold. But you continue to connect with your purity and your innocence and that love that exists within you. And that is very beautiful. And I think you should just give yourself more credit and just be grateful that you have the beautiful heart that you have. Okay. So to end this reading off, I'm going to pull an affirmation card, and we're going to take this as like a message from your higher self. Okay. Or you can take it as a message from your soulmate or whatever, a message from their 5D self. You can take it however you want, from your angels, your guides. But I am setting the intention for this to be from the higher vibrational realm, okay? Like the 5D. Excuse me. Can we get one final message for the Singles Collective? Please and thank you. From their 5D self or from the 5D, the higher vibrational realm, please and thank you. What do you want the singles to know? Hearing that, I am lonely. I've been waiting for you. I'm pretending. And that's all I can do. All right. We got feel and we got habit. So feel says, the range of our emotions is meant to be experienced fully, beautifully, and wholly. Yet we are taught to suppress the less pretty emotions for fear that they keep at bay the more desirable ones, the ones that are more pleasant to feel. But to numb one end of the spectrum is to numb the full breadth of the human experience. Allow yourself to feel it all, depth in the sorrow, heat in the anger, stuck in the impatience, radiance in the joy, lusciousness in the pleasure. And if it is any comfort, you can always remember to turn the dial up on some is to turn the dial up on all. Oh, okay. I love that as a message that's coming out at the end, because we've been talking about that. Like, and I just love the way that they put that into perspective. You know what I mean? The way that they worded that was just very beautifully. So we also got habit. It is often said that the secret to our success is hidden within our daily routines. For all big things are really just the sum of a million little things, done consistently, done diligently over time. How beautiful it is to know that we have the power to create our reality, one short day at a time, one simple choice at a time, one sweet thought at a time. So tell me now, can you see how your habits are creating a reality today? Okay, like I ain't even gonna elaborate more on these things, because that is just enough said. You know, we've already touched on these things, and I just love that the way that these just tied this reading all together. That was beautiful. Definitely some things for you guys to reflect on. But I hope this reading resonated with you guys, and I hope it brings you a lot of love and clarity and healing. If you did like this reading, definitely feel free to give this a like, comment, subscribe, hit the little bell button so you don't miss when I upload. And I hope to see you guys in my next one. Take care of yourself.